Thanks for checking out this haul video. So here we go. I'm going to go over the stuff I picked up during the Vinegar Syndrome Subscriber Week sale. These are all the films that were not part of their January releases. These were the ones that were either partner labels or they were their special deals that they put up because they had special, percentages of money off each day. So let's go over it. Again, it is what I'm least excited about watching to what I'm most excited to watch. And let's just go through these real quick. So the first one is Smiley Face, partner label from, who did this one? Dark Star. And I saw a lot of people saying that they really like this. It's like a stoner comedy film, which you can definitely see on the back. Yeah, that'll show you. Has Anna Faris in it, which you can see right there. Looked interesting. I do like comedies, so I was like, people are saying a lot of good things about this. I do want to give it a go. It has a essay booklet in there. And there you go. Slacker actress Jane is having a bad day that is getting more outrageous by the minute. Jane's misadventures begin when she treats herself to a batch of cupcakes left unattended by her psycho roommate that prove not as innocent as they appear. She then bums a ride from her roommate's friend and attempts to cross town so she can repay an unforgiving drug dealer, attend an audition, and somehow replace the precious cupcakes. Enjoy the wild journey as Jane's efforts to get through her day prove an arduous task of epic proportions. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot. There's just a commentary and the essay booklet, but I like essay booklets, so yeah, Smiley Face. Then next we have a older UHD released by Vinegar Syndrome that I wanted to pick up, but I did the right thing and waited until it was on a decent discount. And that is Sidekicks with Jonathan Brandis. So sad that he took his life so young, or just took his life in general, but he was also so young. It's terrible. I remember seeing some of this movie before in the past, like back in, when did it come out? Early 2000s maybe? Nope, 92. Totally off. Never mind. But I did see part of it. Like the artwork, obviously. There is a booklet, which, I'm all about the essay booklets, so it would be fun to read that one. And then here we have original artwork for it. And there it is again. And then the inside. Barry isn't your normal high school student. He is obsessed with action movies, specifically one starring the great Chuck Norris. In order to escape the difficulties of his everyday life, such as the loss of his mother and the bullies he has to face at school, Barry finds himself daydreaming by being Chuck Norris's sidekick and beating up the bad guys in order to save the day. With the help of his favorite teacher and her uncle, Barry begins training in martial arts in order to gain confidence and to ground himself in reality. However, reality hits hard when Barry enters a martial arts tournament and is forced to face the bullies that have been tormenting him, a la Karate Kid. With a little help from a hero of his, Barry must overcome his fears if he wants to win the tournament, as well as the heart of his longtime crush. Yeah, it's one of those movies that's, for younger audiences. Kind of for everyone, but yeah, it should be like a nice light watch. So, Sidekicks. All about it. Except the bullying's not light, but... Okay, so the next one is one that I wanted to get when it came out, and then I decided to wait on it because I was like, this one is not going to sell. And I was right, so I got it on discount. Sex Mission. This is a Polish film, and one of the reasons I wanted to check this one out is because it's a comedy. It's a sex comedy, and it is a Polish film, and they had just kind of, at that point, put out the Piotr Zolkin Apocalypse tetralogy. Does have a essay booklet. Yeah. And there you go. And I just wanted to check out more Polish films. The year is 1991. Max and Albert are two pioneers about to embark on the scientific experiment of a lifetime, volunteering to be the first ever cryogenically frozen humans. If all goes well, they'll wake up in 3 years to fame and fortune. Luckily for Max and Albert, the experiment is a success. Until they found out that the year is now 2044, a global war has taken place. The M-bomb has wiped out all male species on Earth, and reproduction is handled via test tubes in a lab. The progress of the world's women's league is in complete control, and they're the only two men alive. What seems like a dream scenario soon turns into a nightmare when they realize males have been demonized, and the league may be keeping a sinister secret. They'll have to convince the league that they're ready to serve in the old ways of reproduction or lose their manhood in the process of naturalization. Yeah, sounds fun. Sounds interesting. I watched the trailer. Looks like some decent chuckles in there, maybe. So, Sex Mission. Then we have another one that I saw and I was actually kind of on the fence when it first came out, and I was like, I am kind of interested, but I don't want to buy too much at the moment, so maybe I'll wait and see if it drops in price, and it did. It has Riddle of Fire. This is one of their VSPs, like one of their own pictures that they put out. And this one apparently has like a bit of like a Goonies type vibe to it. I like that artwork. That's fun. It's like these foul-mouthed kids, basically, getting into like hijinks. So this one is, but it's like a fairy tale too, and essay booklet. Yep. Yeah. Brothers Hazel and Jody Adale, along with their good friend Alice, pull off a daring heist to steal the latest and greatest in video game technology. Upon arriving back at the Adale household and assembling a bespoke buffet of carefully arranged snacks, they plug in their newly grifted entertainment hardware to discover something even more insidious than a controller-smashing boss battle. A TV that has been password protected by the Adale brothers' mother, Julie, who is sick in bed. Intent on having her children spend the summer outdoors, she makes the motley crew a condition for the TV password: one blueberry pie. These words set the three leads out on a magical quest full of speckled eggs, nefarious villains, dance sequences, and a precocious young girl named Petal, who may or may not be a fairy. Very interesting. Yeah, I watched the trailer for this one. It looked like it had like a really cool feel to it, being like fairy tale-ish and like kind of innocent but not innocent at the same time. So excited to watch Riddle of Fire. All right, the next one is one that I just flat out skipped on when it initially came out. And I wasn't going to pick it up because I'm not big into Westerns. But I heard on Ryan Verrill's Disconnected podcast, someone who he had, I forget who it was, as a guest was saying Five Card Stud was one of his favorite releases of 2024, and that it's less a Western and more just set in a Western setting, but it's like a murder mystery. And I was like, oh, okay, well, now I'm interested. It has Dean Martin and Robert Mitchum, so good acting. He said the cast is just like great in it. Oh, essay booklet, I guess. Yes, essay booklet. Cool. After a player is discovered to have cheated his way to winning in a high-stakes card game, he's sentenced to a no-trial hanging, despite the objections of fellow player Van Morgan. Although the men responsible for the murder go unpunished, it's not long before a cowboy-garbed killer begins stalking those involved with the crime and killing them off one by one. Is Van dispensing his own breed of outlaw justice, or could another, even more vengeful assailant be responsible for the bloodshed? Yeah. So it does sound kind of interesting, and I'm going to go off that recommendation. So 5-card stud. Let's go. All right, then the next one is one that the slipcover version sold out super fast because people were so excited about it. I didn't want to get it at first because I was trying to limit what I was getting, but so many people kept telling me this is a really good movie. And I was like, okay. And then I watched the trailer and I was like, yeah, that does look fun. And that is Hundreds of Beavers. So I just got the standard of Hundreds of Beavers. It's basically like a live action shot in black and white Looney Tunes film. It has a chunky booklet here, but there's no writing in it. It's just like funny beaver related posters of other movies, which I think is fun. I'm gonna have a good time looking at that. It doesn't really doesn't say anything on this about the movie. Oh, there it is. A drunken Applejack salesman must go from zero to hero and become North America's greatest fur trapper by defeating hundreds of beavers. It looks ridiculous, like zany, like slapsticky comedy type stuff. So it looks fun. It does look fun. So I'm excited to check out Hundreds of Beavers. All right, now we're getting down to it. The one that I am second most interested to see of these is a Paul Schrader film that was released. Oh, this was released by Cartoona, by the way. A Paul Schrader film released by IFC Films, and that is The Canyons. It has Lindsay Lohan in it. Not like a huge fan of hers, but the look and feel of this. I watched the trailer, and the look and feel of this, I was like, this feels like Twin Peaks like, and I'm down for it. I think it's kind of like thriller-y, like maybe like erotic thriller-ish. Has a essay booklet, awesome, all about that. So just the vibe of this, the trailer, I was like, I gotta. All right, director Paul Schrader and screenwriter Bret Easton team up for The Canyons, a searing indictment of Hollywood culture in the year's most controversial film. Young trust fund baby Christian is working on financing a horror film simply to keep his dad off his back. His girlfriend turned plaything Tara is helping him with casting, and his producer Gina is trying to get her boyfriend Ryan to the lead role. But unbeknownst to Christian and Gina, Ryan and Tara were once a couple, and as soon as the two meet again at an audition, their romance is rekindled. When Christian discovers that Tara has been having an affair, he begins to play a series of cruelly escalating mind games with both Ryan and Tara, leading to an act of violence from which there can be no redemption. Yeah, okay. I mean, it sounds fun. I'm very, very excited to check it out. The Canyons. But I'm not as excited to check it out as I am the Bleeding Skull release, Disembodied. This is my number one for this video that I'm most excited to check out. This looks wild. I think how it was described in the trailer was it's like David Lynch done by way of Frank Henenlotter. And when you put David Lynch and Frank Henenlotter together, I'm like, okay, if just one of them, I'm like, okay. But that together, I'm like, yeah, I gotta. Just go watch this trailer. It looks out of control. Just in the best way possible. This is a 4K, obviously. And this one was Bleeding Skull, like I said. There's nothing on the back. Inside, there is a very small essay booklet, but essay booklet nonetheless. I'm into it. All right. Indebted to David Lynch's Eraserhead, Ed Wood's Plan 9 from Outer Space, and Frank Henenlotter's Brain Damaged, hell yeah, Disembodied is a cinematic acid trip that blurs the line between horror and experimental art. The story follows Connie Sprouts, a gothed-out scientist who checks into the decrepit Grand Hotel to continue her experiments and turn people into slime before eating them. For some reason, that reminds me of Troll 2. Shot in Reno by director William Kirsten on gritty 16mm film, this DIY passion project is filled with stop-motion effects. Oh, yes, love stop-motion. Gory body horror, also love that. And surrealist visuals, also into that. Yeah. Very excited for this one, obviously. So, yeah, Disembodied. Anyway, that's it. That's the last one. Also, I love the colors on this. It's just whacked out. Very vibrant. So would love to hear, what do you think about some of these films? What sounds the best to you? What have you seen before? You can recommend or seen before and you'd be like, you're not going to love it that much. Go ahead and put it in the comments. Also, if you just want to talk about what you picked up recently, doesn't have to be any Vinegar Syndrome or any of these label related. Just whatever. Do me a quick favor, support me by hitting subscribe if you haven't already. Doing the notification bell button if you want to know when I'm putting up new videos, hitting a thumbs up to help me with that YouTube algorithm. And if you want to pitch in a little bit of money, if you don't mind, a few dollars a month will get you some perks with the channel. There are 2 different levels or tiers, and that's linked in the description. But regardless, I do thank you for taking your time to watch this. And until next time, keep it brutal.